Good to see you here. Link to you on Twitter. Our mic is a little bit off, but that's going to be okay. So right now we are live at the Storacha File Point event. Filepoint Orbit. Filepoint Orbit. I'll edit that. It's in about 5 minutes. If anybody has any questions, DM me on LinkedIn. I'll be answering questions from afar. You're welcome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah. That's very cool. They sent me an email today.
Please find your way to
Basis pack.
find your way
Says flat.
to your seats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Well, winter before last summer, there was the polar vortex. And in that moment, I was like, I really want to work outside. Yeah, right. Summertime. And so I looked around for, well, I knew of the kayaking company because I had seen it
If you sit in the back,
being very
they
busy.
tell you to come on the front.
So I
Sit in the back.
I worked for you, they called me back.
So you might as well do it now.
I was like, I gotta do it.
Thank you.
We'll see you this spot. I'm so excited to start shooting. And I met Chris event, like, you know, I gave a talk at she she had lost that questions. So that I go to all the others too.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be playing Jeopardy later today, so definitely sit in the front so you can be on top of those answers. So yeah, thank you everyone for showing up, coming here to our Satoshi Fan Club event for Filepoint and Storacha. For what? Oh, sorry, Filepoint Orbit. So yeah, I am one of the founders of the Satoshi Fan Club along with Anne-Marie. And our whole mission is we started off like with a humble beginning. We started off like in a classroom at UIC and it was standing room and it just kind of grew over time. And it just shows us like how excited people are about learning about Web3 and how hungry everyone is to like, you know, just talk about it and experience the space. So the whole idea of our mission is to spread education around Web3 and support all organizations that are aiming to spread more education around Web3 in the Chicagoland area. So if you have an organization or an activity you're interested in hosting with us, like definitely, you know, let me or Anne-Marie know. But yeah, I just want to hand it over to Anne-Marie. So I want everyone to give Anne-Marie like a big hand of applause because coordinated everything to the team and brought everyone together. And also, I just wanted to thank Michael Cariano because he helped us with food today.
Yeah, Michael.
But yeah, thank you, Anne-Marie. Like this event has really come together really well, and yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
Hey guys. Before we move on, actually, Mabel, yeah, can we bring up the?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Before we move on, I would like to thank many of the partners and sponsors who have helped us with this event. I'd like to start with 1871. Joey, would you like to come up and talk about 1871?
All right. Hello, everybody. I won't take up too much time here. It's awesome to see so many faces in the room and so much energy around Web3. I really want to thank Anne-Marie and Satoshi Fan Club for hosting tonight. It's a really great event. We love doing these partner events here in our space. Hopefully you guys were able to walk around a little bit and see a bit of our space and our life here at 1871. So my name is Joey Stern. I'm a program manager for our innovation labs here at 1871. Alongside some of my colleagues here, we have Billy up here in the front. Billy, if you want to give everyone a nice wave. And then Gabby, our senior director of innovation labs in the back. So we run programs all year round for different industries that are innovating in the technology space. One of those industries being Web3. As you may have noticed, some signage, some balloons, and some stuff being set up for this week. We're actually hosting our Emerging Tech Summit tomorrow and Thursday, and we have close to 800, 900 attendees throughout the 2 days. So it's going to be absolutely rocking here the next 2 days. So we're really excited for that. If you're interested in coming, learning from some amazing speakers and some startups that are innovating in the Web3 space, we more than welcome. We really want you guys to be a part of that. Come out, show out. You can register online or show up tomorrow, provide some of your information and join us for the festivities. We have some amazing speakers, a startup showcase, a startup alley where all of our startups and our Web3 and AI portfolios will get a chance to share a little bit with you about the things that they're working on in their products. So yeah, we're really excited for the week. I know it's a lot of information, but I just wanted to come and say hello. And if you have any questions about 1871, about innovation labs, please feel free to come find me, come find Billy, Gabby in the back. We're here to just hang around and have a good time, and hope you all enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Next, I'd like Tiffany to come up and talk about Final Point Orbit and Windward Enterprises.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody who put this together. A little bit background. I'm representing Windward Enterprises, which provides technical events, creative events, technical writing, software development, and music production, to name a few of our great offerings. So if you're interested in those, come talk to me. We helped connect Filecoin Orbit, which is a orbit program sponsored by the Filecoin Foundation. Basically, if you're a technical person and interested in joining Orbit, you can join and help create events like this. And they fund these events, and they're great. So decentralized storage is cool, and we're going to hear more about that from Jamie, I believe, soon enough. So I won't take any more of your time, but scan that QR code if you're interested in more about Filecoin Orbit and doing some events or something like that. Anyways, thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. We also got all that food and brought it over here for you, so.
Thank you.
Next, we have the crypto recruiters. Emily Landon would like to speak to you.
It's a big step. Hello, everybody. My name's Emily. I'm the president of the Crypto Recruiters. For everybody that came here because of me, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to see you here. So the Crypto Recruiters is the world's first woman-owned crypto recruiting firm. We are the #1 crypto recruiting firm in North America. We have an APAC entity, and I help people find crypto jobs. So if you're looking for a new role or if you're hiring, I'd love to chat with you. But thank you again for coming to see me, guys, and for Filecoin Orbit. Really appreciate you guys coming.
And last but not least, Vlad, if you could come up here and talk about East Chicago.
Hello, hello. Good to see everybody. I feel like we're like a grandpa organization at this point. Crypto moves so fast. We did our first East Chicago a couple of years ago in Willis Tower, and then we built this partnership with 1871. I've been doing events here for over a year, so it's great to see so many people in the community taking the mantle and building their own communities. Anne Marie and Mabel and Alex, who's been killing it with the Web3 weekends and all the events she's been hosting. Also, why are women so much better at doing events and community organizing in general? Something I think about a lot. But, I'm so happy you guys are here, and, the Emerging Tech Week and the Web3 Summit is a spiritual successor to the original East Chicago, so I really hope you guys have a great time over the next few days. So, yeah, welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of you for coming and attending our event. We will now go on to Jamie and hear her talk about Storacha and the future of decentralized storage. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I need more. I'm just. Good. I like that. That's much better. And oh, I guess it's gone. All right. Are you guys ready for the trivia game later on? I have buzzers and everything. We got cash prizes. Yes. Fiat. Anyway, fiat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But it will be teams of 5 and 8 teams. So I hope you guys are ready. I know you guys are smart, so because you came here. Yeah. Yes. All right, Jamie Steinberg. Thank you.
All right, so I'm here to talk to you today about Storacha as well as decentralized storage. I saw that the presentation allotment time is 30 minutes, but I doubt I will need the full amount. Efficiency is the best. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So we're going to go over the who, what, why, how, and then also where you can contribute, things like that, and also some resources at the end. So let's go ahead and kick it off. So as I said, I am with Storacha. I am developer relations manager. My name is Jamie. I joined the team at the beginning of this year. Storacha has been around since last year in the summer. That's when it kicked off and nucleated from Protocol Labs. Our team is made up of people who have a background in either IPFS. Some of you might be familiar. It stands for Interplanetary File System. Some people came from FileCoin, and then other people came from being essentially like a Web3 native. We are a team of 12, and we are passionate about decentralized storage. Also, some people came from Web3 storage, you might have seen that around, and then also Saturn. And then primarily developers, but there is a team of us who do product and go to market, which I'm a part of. And yeah, that is us. But before we get into the next slide, no, we can go to the next slide. Yeah. So what are we building? Let's talk a little bit about decentralized storage. So currently, when you use Google Drive, when you use AWS, that is a centralized storage solution. They could have multiple storage warehouses or data centers across the globe, which they do, but you are relying on a central entity in order to store your data. I will be the first to admit that, yes, I use Google products for my phone to back up, things like that. And I think it's fine for personal data. If decentralization isn't important to you, that's fine because it tends to be easier and cheaper. However, there is a need for data to be decentralized in order to make sure that it is out of reach of people who just don't agree with it. An example of that would be Wikipedia pages, things of that nature. If there's a country that doesn't like it, they can just be like, all right, we're shutting it down. And then people can't access data. It's important for people to access information. I am a strong believer in freedom of information, freedom of speech. And so when you have a decentralized storage solution, what you're going to do is like, sure, you could shut down something that is housed in that country, but it's going to be repeated across the globe. And so you're not going to be able to stop querying that information again. The other thing is maybe you store a bunch of data with AWS, but for some reason, Jeff Bezos doesn't like you. He might say, hey, we're not gonna have this anymore. But when you have a decentralized solution, it's difficult to do something like that because they are not in control of your data. A central person is not in control of your data. Now that builds up to talking about what Storacha is. So we are building a trustless, local first authorization data storage solution. That is a lot, but I'll break it down. The easiest way that you can think about it is we are a scalable hot storage solution. So that is a decentralized AWS. That is breaking it down to the simplest form. We are considered a FileCoin layer 2. As mentioned earlier, FileCoin has a way to decentralize and store data, but the retrieval process is quite difficult. So the information is secured and is there, but getting the information is difficult, and that's something that we're solving. So when I say we're a file coin layer 2, I don't mean a layer 2 like Ethereum L2s, but more in, we have a contract with Filecoin. Anything that is stored on Storacha will then be stored in Filecoin across multiple nodes that we have a guarantee. And then when you go back and check your console, you will see that there will be a cryptographic proof showing you that your data has been stored in Filecoin and that it is secure. If for some reason Storacha was not available or our other pins. So that is the Filecoin layer 2 part, and then retrievable by IPFS. So we use content identifiers. So everything that you upload to us is going to have a SID. You typically have seen these with NFTs. NFTs usually use IPFS data. There are other things like Arweave, that uses a different architecture, but we use IPFS, which is standard in the industry. And then finally, what is Storacha different than using another provider of IPFS or Filecoin itself, etc.? And we have some unique technologies that we use that set us apart. The biggest one is UCANs, which are user-controlled authorization networks. And what these are is these are self-contained, and they give the user complete self-sovereignty over their data. That's something that it's very important to us that we have self-sovereignty with our data, that you own your data. So you're not giving your data to us and we own it. What's happening is you're using a UCAN and you're giving us permission to access your data. And theoretically, you can revoke that at any time, and then Storacha won't be able to access your data because you have complete control. But the UCAN also allows you to authorize other people, either temporary access, so somebody else can access your data, somebody else can upload to your space. You're essentially like a drive. You can also do other things like you gave someone permanent access, but they're a bad actor, and so you can cut them off, you can revoke it. So as I said, complete self-sovereignty over your data, who can access it, who can read it, who can write it. And then also we use something called decentralized identifiers, that is a long term for DIDs. And these are also self-contained, and they're essentially fully controlled usernames. There are other technologies out there that are also using DIDs, and the one that comes to mind is Blue Sky. Blue Sky also uses DIDs as well. All right, let's go to the next. All right, why would you use something like Storacha? You would use something like Storacha because you are interested in making sure that your data is portable and accessible utilizing IPFS. So what it means is like, it can be available locally, it can be available peer-to-peer, it can be available through Storacha. And as I said, we use something called content identifiers. And if you're used to, who is not used to using the World Wide Web, we have a URL, and that URL will access a website, a file, an image. But if that URL changes, if it changes folders, if it changes directories, then if you use that same URL, we're no longer going to be able to access it. What content identifiers do, SIDs do, is it allows you to move something around, and it's not going to change. That's why it's a content identifier. You are querying it based on the content, not the location. And so this is a better way to prevent dead links and things like that. It's just easier to keep things maintained. And something that's important for us is that we are optimized for scale and cost. So as I mentioned before, that a lot of the team has worked either with IPFS or Filecoin for collabs, things of that nature. And it's expensive and also difficult to have decentralized storage. So it's really important for us that we have a scalable solution so that it can be a true competitor against centralized data solutions. Going down, we also talked about performance. I also talked about the cryptographic proof with Filecoin. And then also we have easy to use developer tools for people to integrate Storacha into their product, which leads me to the next, which is how we get started. So it says required email address and credit card. We actually have a new method for sign up. If you use our CLI tool and only our CLI tool, you can sign up with your GitHub account and get started for free, no credit card required. But there is a small amount of data that you are able to store. Otherwise, you can use your email and credit card. Your credit card is not charged, but it's just in case there's overages or in case copyrighted material that is not allowed gets uploaded. Now, the tools that we have, command line interface, it's the quickest way to try it. I have a video coming up, which I won't bore you and watch the whole thing with you, but there'll be a QR code where you can access this presentation later. You can get up and running with your GitHub in probably like a minute. So it's very fast if you do it that way. The CLI also allows you to free up space, upload content, etc. It allows you to hit the ground running pretty quickly. We also have a JavaScript client, and it's up to date, fully featured with our CLI. So if you're building an app and it's in TypeScript, JavaScript, it's going to be easy to integrate. We are working on a Go client. It's almost full feature parity. The Go client is really optimized and is being optimized for large data migration. So something that we're working on getting the Go client full feature parity. And then from there, we will be working on having like an S3 to Storacha Go client. So you can easily migrate your data. Or do anything else that you want if you prefer Go over JavaScript. And then we have just started to roll out some AI integrations. So we have a full integration with Eliza OS. And then we also have an MCP server that just got finished and will be launched very soon.
What's MCP?
MCP is, I just learned it.
Protocol. Model context protocol.
Yeah, model context protocol. I just learned about, yeah, you can skip all the videos and then stop at the next slide. When it stops. Sorry. No, that's okay. Yeah, model context protocol. Honestly, I'm still learning about what it is. It's something that, so we have the Eliza OS integration, and in order to get that up and running, Eliza OS is a open AI agent framework. So it's something that you can use to make an AI agent, and you feed it the data, etc. How would you interact with? I mean, these are choices that you can make. And then in order to interact with Storacha, we created a custom integration so that you can store all of the agent's data or user input or memory. You can upload that to Storacha. And then that Eliza OS integration, that agent can use the UCAN to allow another agent in order to access that data, et cetera, or revoke, share it between AI agents, because a lot of AI agents are really silent. But it's very slow to create an integration specifically for each AI agent framework. So that is why we have finished-ish about the MCP server. So MCP is kind of like a middleware and allows you to not have to create a deep integration with an AI agent framework to work. You can use that in order to upload, access data, et cetera, and then you can kind of easily integrate it across multiple agents. Now, I will say I did some digging, and MCPs are quite new, so it's not easily plug and play with every AI agent framework, but it will be as AI agent frameworks get iterated upon. All right, cool, thank you so much. So those are the tools we have, and then these are some of the upcoming projects that we have. So we have a Telegram backup app that's coming soon, and that is more consumer than versus developer. And what that will allow you to do is completely back up your Telegram, which if you don't use Telegram, it's kind of like a WhatsApp/Signal alternative, which is like a messaging client. So fully back up that to Storacha, and it is encrypted and your data is safe. We are also doing a Blue Sky backup. So I mentioned Blue Sky earlier about how they use skids and similar features that we use. So because Blue Sky is like that, and Blue Sky is really focused on making sure that people are able to own their data so they can export it, they can take their data off and you can back it up. We have developed, we will soon launch, but we are developing a way to back up your Blue Sky account. So what that means is you can either restore it on Blue Sky if something happened, or you could be like, I don't like how Blue Sky is going. I'm going to take my information and I'm going to upload it to a different social platform. So that's kind of the idea behind that. We also have a warm storage project. So I talked about hot storage. Hot storage is when you need something instantly. It's something that you're going to be querying a lot. So for example, Google.com probably gets accessed many times. That needs to be hot storage. It needs to be instantly available. The assets on like your email client, like if you're using Outlook, like all of those, the graphics and things, they're constantly being queried. That's hot storage. It needs to be there instantly. Warm storage is something that can be available within like 5 to 10 seconds. So Internet Archive, when you query a website that's been backed up, then you can wait 5 or 10 seconds. It's not being accessed all the time. So that is something that we are rolling out, and we are actually working, possibly with Internet Archive, to offer the cheapest warm storage on earth. That is something that we want to do. So we are making a solution for that. And then there's something called the Protocol Labs Dev Guild, and they are developers from across the world, and they work with different projects within the Protocol Labs umbrella as they are our investor. And we have a sassy AI travel agent that I'm really excited about. It is a really polished project. And basically what it is you have a travel agent and you tell them where you're going, what you want to do, and the travel agent will connect with other travel agents that will do your booking of your flight or your booking of your hotel, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty exciting because that's one of the reasons why we're focused on the AI integration is because we want data to be able to be shared across all of the AI agents that you want your data to be shared. As we know, we're not sure, it's unclear if our data is truly protected when we're interacting with AI. And so we're just offering a solution for as people build AI agents, your data can be secured. Yeah, and then, we also have an S3 to Storacha migration tool that is finished-ish, but it's for JavaScript. But we're gonna go client, and then also a Python client. So as you know, AI is a hot ticket. And we have a specific solution for AI agents, among other things. And so having a Python client will work well with AI because AI is written in Python primarily. So those are our coming soon things, and we can go ahead and move on to the next. And if you're interested in contributing, I recommend to get started in our GitHub or our Discord. So in our GitHub, you can see that there are open issues. We also have a discussions board, and that's where people list their projects and what they're working on. And then also we will be launching a micro grants program soon. So keep your eye out for that. When I say soon, how soon do I mean? Probably within the next month or less. And then our Discord group, Discord server. So I recommend to join our Discord server, and then you'll see a bunch of different channels. So general support, AI agents, Python client, all sorts of things. And if there's something that interests you, I recommend dropping it. If there's something that's not there that interests you, then I recommend just dropping into the lobby or the general support, and you will find other community members in your team who are also interested in building something similar to what you are. And then was I going to mention something else about contributing? Oh, soon we will have an ambassadors program as well to try to connect other people from around the globe and help people build projects. And what that also will look like is we will support in marketing and also integration support, things of that nature. All right, go ahead, next slide, please. These are resources. You can check them out when you check out the presentation, which on the next slide, you will see that we have some quick links. So, yeah, there was a sample repo that was in one of the videos. You're free to check it out. Otherwise, you can join our Discord using that short link up there, or you can access this presentation using the short link down there, or QR code. It's really up to you. And that is the presentation. And I believe it is QA. So if there are any questions, I will do my best to answer. If I cannot answer it correctly, then let's connect after and I will make sure that your question gets answered later. Yes. Oh, we'll wait for the mic to get to.
I have a few questions, but I'll probably start with the first one I'm thinking of. When you were mentioning email address and credit card sign up and credit card being taken for a couple of reasons. Is that also part of a KYC process? And then also, how are you using sort of some centralized services in the process to kind of support what you're doing as a part of that as well?
Okay. First I will answer your question about the credit card. To be frank, when you are dealing with data storage, you're going to be dealing with bad actors who are uploading copyrighted content. There's just no way around it. And so we will take that down, but also we have found if we remove the credit card, even for the free one, then it becomes rampant. And so the credit card is kind of a KYC. It's not really for us to know who you are, but if you have to put some, I guess you could say, money down, like a deposit, then it removes the likelihood that there's like more copyrighted content and like bad actors posting things. So that's really something, one of the reasons why we have the credit card. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And so as far as like your actual cost structure compared to the way that like FilePoint works underneath, you mentioned this also being more competitive, and even cheaper, I think. And so despite you being a layer on top of FilePoint and having to go back and verify FilePoint and all that, through that contract that you have, not in the layer sense as you mentioned, like how does your cost outside of that free layer compare to FilePoint's?
To be honest, I don't know exactly the cost of FilePoint. I know one of the pitfalls of using FilePoint as your storage solution is there is an incentive to store it, but there is not an incentive to be able to retrieve it. And so it's important for us in Storacha for it to be stored and retrievable. So for us, our free plan is free, obviously. And that's up to 5 gigs. And then we have a $10 plan, and then we have a $100 plan per month, I believe. And then that's up to 2 terabytes. But then from there, like we can work with a custom plan. But usually the plans that we offer meet most solutions. Though we do deal with some clients who need large amounts of data. And obviously that's when we come up with a custom.
Gotcha. Sorry, and I have a couple questions. So as far as the pricing for that, you're not charging that out of like a crypto wallet or anything either. Are you charging that off the credit card as well?
Yeah, currently we use a centralized service for the credit card.
Okay.
Right? Eventually, we would like to offer the opportunity to pay in crypto to us. But right now, I would say that is not a feature that's a priority, as most enterprise and large scale businesses would actually prefer like an invoice and pay with a credit card. And then also that allows us to focus on like other features like the AI integrations and things like that versus focusing on that crypto hardware.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. I think there was a person behind you, so you can just pass it off.
Hey, Jamie, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Question I had was, you mentioned it's like decentralized AWS. Can Storacha be used almost like an S3 bucket to host websites? And can you use this for like dynamic content?
Yeah, so yes, the simplest way is to describe this as a decentralized S3. And our buckets are called spaces. So that's kind of the similarity there. And then in terms of content that can be stored in dynamic content. So one of the things that we're working on and within the next month should be done will be mutability of data and also encryption of data. So all of the data that's stored now is publicly available. So NFT data or other things that the public would want to access. Another example would be like software, like SDKs, like software packets. And what I mean by that is like we do offer versioning. So if you upload your software and packet and then you push an update and like 2 files change, then you can have like a version 2. And then your user, when they download it, they will only download like the 2 files that have changed so that they don't have to re-download the entire package. So that's an example. In terms of websites, you would not be able to use us to host a website today, but that is not the first time it's been a feature request. So I would say long term, that is something that we'll work on. But short term, I wouldn't have a timeline for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for today's presentation. I have several questions. The first thing is, as a user side, so you are providing something like AWS, which is, we can say is a distributed storage. And then you are talking about the decentralized storage. You have distributed the storage that I think you, I believe that you're talking about decentralization in management level of the data, right?
Decentralizing the management of the data, but also, so I didn't mention this, but this is also coming soon. We're actually launching a group to our, I would say it would be like our beta group, but we are offering the ability for people to run nodes. So right now, Storacha is the node that is storing the data. But within this month, we will have a small private group that will be running nodes. And then eventually we will open that up to the public where multiple people can run nodes. So the nodes would have your data copied across, there's Storacha nodes that have your data copied across, not talking about file points copies. So we're talking, there's gonna be multiple different copies going on. So that is decentralized as well as the management of the data.
Right. So far, it's not kind of distributed, you know, and in level of the management of the data, the permission to the data would be kind of decentralized way, right? Is that right? And you would manage the permission on blockchains, not the data itself. Is that right?
The permission is not on the blockchain. So we do not use, there's a cryptographic proof that FilePoint has stored your information, but like Storacha itself is not a blockchain per se, with like a ledger and transactions. I don't think I answered all of your question, but I think I'm also just a little bit confused.
I see. You know, all I'm saying is, for providing something like decentralized AWS, we need to store our data in a distributed manner by managing in a decentralized way. So all I'm saying is, as a user side, if I want to be sure that my data is stored securely, it should be in a several possible nodes, which creates us a distributed system. And also, at the same time, if I want to kind of give permission to somebody that I want, this permission should be stored somewhere else, which I believe it should be on the blockchain of 5.6.
The permissions are completely self-contained. So the UCAN is something that you have control of, so that the owner, the original owner is the owner of the UCAN, which is the permission that you are allowed to give to other people. But if I haven't fully answered your question, we can talk afterwards, and I can also connect you with the engineering team if there's any other lingering questions.
Cool. And the last question, what kind of cryptographic method do you use to secure that?
The cryptographic method is provided by FilePoint. So I would need to check with the FilePoint team in regards to how the cryptographic proof is created.
Thank you.
It sounds like Storacha is a caching layer for IPFS, and I'm understanding this correctly.
Could you speak just a little bit? I used to be a musician, so I don't have great hearing. Could you speak a little bit louder, please?
It sounds like Storacha is a distributed caching layer for IPFS, and I'm understanding this correctly.
Yes, you can think of it like that. Yeah, so all of our data is IPFS and we cache it. But our focus is not accessing other people's IPFS data, but specifically accessing data that has been stored with us.
Okay, so from a technical standpoint, can you explain how it makes fetching faster when compared to say storing the big non-PFS? And how would that scale? It sounds like,
Okay, the faster part, and then what was the second part of the?
it sounds like you'd be scaling by number of node operators. So is it in both directions?
Yes, so we would be scaling by having multiple node operators in order to access the data. And then what was your question about that?
First question is, from a technical standpoint, how was it faster to fetch from Storacha than directly from IPFS?
So IPFS is a method in order to store data, but there's actually no incentive to keep the copy of the data on an IPFS node. So if you want to keep it, you can keep it, but there's nobody, if you're doing IPFS and you're running a node for IPFS and storing IPFS information, there's no incentive, there's no financial incentive in order for you to keep the data on the node. There's only intrinsic incentive. And so that's kind of like where FilePoint came out of, but then we just talked about like, it's very difficult to retrieve the data. And so Storacha is allowing you to store the data and retrieve the data because you are giving us permission and you are paying us, as well as other storage providers within our network to keep a copy of your data and make sure that it is accessible. Another product that is similar is pinning. If you've ever heard of pinning, like an IPFS pinning service, because as I said, so IPFS is a way to store data and it's content addressable, but there's no incentive to keep that copy on a node. And so originally it started with pinning, which you upload it and then you pay a service to guarantee that that content is available on X number of nodes or centrally. A lot of the pinning services can be central. So I think that answers your question about the retrieval.
It does.
Any other questions?
So are you essentially just a centralized IPFS pinning service? Because that sounds like what it is.
We are centralized in the fact that we are the only node, but we will have more node providers later this month.
But that's the problem FileCoin solves. If you're running nodes, you have the same problem. They have to do tokenomics to fix, and that's a big thing. Why not just use FileCoin? FileCoin also has smart contracts.
Yeah, I think the retrievable aspect is what makes FileCoin difficult because we're guaranteeing that the data that you're retrieving is available instantly. But FileCoin is unable to guarantee that the retrieval is instant. And also, from what I understand, and I'm happy to get you connected with our engineering team if you would like to get deeper into this, or even our CTO. But the reason we use FilePoint to back up our data. So if for some reason it would be missing from all the nodes, we could go to FilePoint and get the data. But one of the things is like FilePoint works through service providers. So you're not going to be able to go directly to FilePoint to store data and retrieve data. You're going to have to go through a provider that has a deal with FilePoint to store data and retrieve data. That's from what I understand. But as I said, if we want to get deeper into it, I'm happy to start a conversation with our team.
Any other questions? Hi.
Thank you, great presentation. So I have just two questions. One's an easy terminology question. When you say FileCoin, I have come to understand FileCoin is the native token of the IPFS network. But you seem to be using, I'm sorry, some people shaking their hands, but you're using FileCoin to me like a competitor almost, like it's a separate network.
Yeah, but
So when you say FileCoin, how are you?
I'm not referring to FileCoin the token. I'm referring, so we are considered a layer 2 of FilePoint. So as I said before, our data is stored with us in the future across multiple Storacha nodes, but your data is then stored again, guaranteed on the FilePoint network. The FilePoint network has their own storage providers and their own deals and network, et cetera. And we have a deal with FilePoint to make sure that the data is replicated across multiples of their storage nodes.
Crystal clear. It's not to me, but that's okay. I kind of, it's a different thing. So my second question is kind of like the last two or three. And I'm curious, like, just from a commercial or a business point of view, like, what's the use case to use Storacha, find a file, and why do I use Storacha rather than go to a ping service and pick a file?
I think you would need to look at your needs and determine which solution is best for you. And the reason I bring that up is because a pinning service at this current time might be the most economical solution for you versus our service. Our service might be the most economical. It just like depends on what your goals are. And if you wanted to dig deeper into that, I'm happy to connect you with our CPO and co-founder to talk about what is best for your solution.
Is there an element of which, like, use Storacha rather than ping service because? Is there a specific, like, time that it is definitely better?
I would say that most pinning services are centralized. The ones that I know of are centralized.
But if it's on IPFS, it's been sharded and it goes everywhere.
Hopefully, it's being kept on other nodes, but you're paying the pinning service to make sure that it's pinned and available on their node. But that doesn't guarantee that it is pinned across multiple nodes if there's no incentive for other people to keep it. I think there's also a scalability issue, which I am not familiar with, so I can't speak to, but I know our team could speak to. In regards to using a pinning service, I think eventually there just becomes an incredible amount of pins, and then there's something to do with a querying getting slowed down as well. But as I said, I'm not super familiar with that, but happy to connect you with somebody who's more familiar with that.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm just curious, when you open up to the public to run multiple nodes, like what are the incentives? Do you offer any compared to like IPFS, which been just like good faith, like we do it for, culture?
It's definitely something that we are talking about. I would say that the best thing would be to like sign up to our newsletter to find out more. I do not feel comfortable. I'm not a part of the team who's determining what those incentives are or how this decentralized node when we open it up to the public. So I don't want to misspeak. So I would just recommend signing up for newsletters so that you will hear the announcement or hopping on the Discord and asking more questions.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
I would come on the other side. Two quick questions. Do those T-shirts come in double extra large? And where can I get them? And the other one is nodes. How do you become one? What are the economics of that? How's that work?
So the T-shirts were for the team for our co-work retreat. So unfortunately, I don't have any other shirts, but we do have totes and we do have stickers available behind. So feel free to take some. And then your question, I would say, is similar to this woman's question, which is about what is it like being a node provider and incentives and et cetera. So I'm basically gonna repeat what I said, and I don't want to misspeak about what it will be like to be a node provider. It's something that the team is working on. And if you would like to get more information or be alerted when it's available to be a node provider, I recommend to sign up to our newsletter or drop in the Discord. We also have an email, support@storacha.network, if you would like to talk with the team that way. And then that is probably the best way to get more information about that.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. And thank you to Storacha. Woo! Woo! Applause. All right, guys. You guys like having fun?
Woo!
Who likes having fun here? I do. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we're gonna have fun and there's gonna be fiat involved.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna be playing a Jeopardy trivia game, and there are 2 rules. The first rule is your answer must be in the form of a question. Does everybody understand that rule? Okay, and then the second rule is, what is the second rule? The second rule is, oh, Alex, I will need to be your eyes for the people who will be using the buzzers. So we have 8 buzzers. That means we're gonna have 8 teams of 5. Alex, you're gonna be in a team because you have an awesome top on. Go ahead and test that buzzer, make sure it works. That's what it sounds like. So go ahead and find your 5 people.
Okay.
You also have a buzzer.
Okay, good team talking.
Go ahead and find your 5 people.
2, 4, 5.
Alex,
Alex, can you help me distribute some buzzers?
Oh, here, I'll hold on.
You have to be specific on which Alex now.
I know, Alex and Alex, right?
Yes.
Alex can help
I
too.
was shaking. Nice to meet you.
Who else wants to play? Would you like to play, Michael? Here you go.
Hi, Mark. Yeah.
Go ahead and find your 5 people.
All right, you're on. Come on, I've got it.
He's in charge. Find your 5 people. If you would like, you can also move.
I don't have any idea. Saves, but I'm
You might know some stuff we don't know. I don't know. Bro.
just an update, we are doing a Jeopardy game, so stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. We've got like 30 people watching the live stream.
That's pretty neat.
It says 5 on.
I'm not on the team. I'm
That's
just.
fascinating.
Want to be on our team?
It's very helpful if you actually move up this way, so please, why don't you move up closer to the screen, please? Please move up closer to the screen. Changing minds, changing hearts.
Where did the rest of our buzzers go? Alex, where did
Please go away.
Oh, I understand.
No.
We're all sharing a buzzer, aren't we?
Yeah.
If you are not in a team,
If I know,
if you are not in a team and you would like to network, go ahead and take a look out what the high top tables are, and Emily from the crypto recruiters will also be there for you to talk with. And entertain. Are you gonna do a dance? Okay.
I'll do the splits.
What?
I'll do the splits.
Oh,
You can do the split.
I can't.
Wow.
if you win, you'll have to come out here and do that for us.
I'll do the splits for everyone. Yeah.
All right, so I will be your election director for today, and Mabel Oza will be your Vanna White. She's controlling the board, and we'll have 8 teams, Mabel, 8 teams. Oh. Who's? Over there. Oh, you have, oh, there's
I think we're gonna have 17.
7 teams? Okay, 7 teams it is. Okay, does anybody have any questions before we begin? Okay, also, when you, Alex is gonna keep an eye on who buzzes first. When you do your buzzer, can you please lift it up so she can see it? And if people can sit down so that she can also see it, anyone? Aaron, thanks, Aaron.
If you want to come sit up here so you can have access.
All right, and Timmy,
Usher access.
where is Timmy? Timmy,
Maybe in the bathroom.
Timmy will be making the final call on any discrepancies. Timmy. Timmy, yes.
Cameras.
We don't want any of them, but last time we can, under your final calls.
DJ drop.
Let us.
All right, so keep an eye on that one, Aaron.
Okay.
Singularity.
We have all scouts from Chicago. I can't even do centralized storage.
See, you guys were so scared, but look at this. Wonderful.
Cryptoculture 101, the singularity, and degen drama. Alex, why don't you start us off?
What are DJs?
All right, let's take,
You just use the message.
let's take the singularity for 300.
The singularity for 300. This mathematician and computer scientist first proposed the concept of a technological singularity in the 1950s, calling it the intelligence explosion.
We have to just understand.
A misunderstanding.
This is the second routine. Go.
Go ahead, Steve.
Who is Werner Vinge?
Repeat.
Who is Werner Vinge?
Who is Werner Vinge? Sorry. Who is I.J. Good? Irving John Good. I am so sorry. Okay, so let's
Ear.
Okay.
go ahead and choose the next one.
Crypto culture.
Okay, crypto culture for 100. Eric Hughes wrote in this 1993 manifesto, privacy is not secrecy.
The cypherpunk manifesto.
The Cypherpunk Manifesto.
It's not a question.
No, points yet. Okay.
Like, that was the easy one.
You had to say it.
Okay, go ahead and choose the next. Go ahead and choose the next one, since.
He has to be able to say.
Crypto culture 101. 200.
For 200, crypto culture 101. This distributed ledger technology, popularized by Ethereum in 2015, allows for self. Yes.
What is smart contracts?
What are smart contracts? Correct. Team one gets 1 point. Or 200.
200.
You get 1 point for 200.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and choose next.
Let's do, I can't even with centralized storage for 300.
300, I can't even. In 2017, to circumvent government censorship during the Catalan independence referendum, activists used this decentralized protocol to mirror restricted websites.
Ow.
Oh, is that team one?
He's ready.
Or who's the first?
You know the stand. What is Tor?
What is Tor? What is IPFS? I'm sorry. Go ahead and choose the next. Go ahead and choose the next one.
For 400, I can't even with.
I can't even with centralized storage 400. This is the name of the data structure IPLE uses to link pieces of content, address data together, forming a graph-like structure ideal for distributed systems.
What is a Merkle tree?
What is a Merkle tree?
Merkle deck.
I am so sorry.
I had it right first.
Needs to say Merkle deck.
A Merkle deck is a Merkle tree.
Oh. It's
I,
a Merkle tree?
It is. It's a form of a Merkle tree.
Where's Tippy when you need him to make the final talk? Is a Merkle DAG okay for, or is Merkle Tree okay for the answer Merkle DAG for this? The question is, or the answer is.
I would like it to be, especially with graph.
David, can you split up the question or the answer again?
Distributed asymmetric graph, so like this. And it's a
I've always just.
Okay,
So-
Cindy. Merkle Tree, is Merkle DAG okay? Sorry, is Merkle Tree okay for this? answer?
Someone said Myrtle Tree,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's pretty close. 'Cause-
well, you have to make the final thought.
Okay,
DAG is a form of a tree.
can the person explain what a DAG is?
Please explain what a DAG is.
accident.
It's a district. Well, yeah, it's a distributed graph, right? And so that's, I mean, it's essentially a distributed graph of Merkle trees, right?
I think that's good.
Yeah, just.
Okay.
It's green.
The point still to team one. All right, 600 points, team one, you're doing pretty good. We'll be invited to some tests.
Yes, let's do like even for 200.
I can't even with centralized storage for 200.
One of them.
Storacha uses DIDs, short for Ds, so that users can fully own and control their. Wait, no, this team got, team four, what was it?
What do we, I didn't, I think we're three.
Oh, you're three, okay, what is it?
What is distributed IDs?
What is distributed IDs? What are decentralized identifiers? I am so sorry. Team
I'm gonna speak it.
Team three, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's true. Have that wrong.
Yeah. I need sorry.
They should.
Okay, this is dumb semantic. Can we get the point for, distributed, IDs instead of decentralized?
No,
No.
no, those are very good.
Yeah, actually, I will argue this. Yeah, but
You like kind of doesn't define.
Because they are meaning this. As idea.
Okay,
Again.
so no points for you, I think.
Jane, those two, three.
Jamie left.
Jamie left over there.
Where? Oh, Jamie, I left. Not see you. Jamie is these,
Would you accept distributed identifiers or is it really gotta be decentralized?
Centralized.
Wait, you said decentralized identifiers.
I said distributed, but decentralized.
Distribute,
They're so close.
I mean, technically it's decentralized identifier.
It's technically incorrect. Thank you, Jamie.
This proves.
I'm sorry, team three.
Yes, that's the chart.
Go ahead, team.
This chart proves that they're wrong.
Famous graphic from.
I see it.
Centralized, distributed, decent.
Okay, this is correct. I am familiar with that, sure, yes. Okay, go ahead, team three. Go ahead and choose one.
Crypto culture 300.
Cryptoculture for 300. This 1984 William Gibson novel coined the term cyberspace. Is considered? Yes. Team one.
What is Cryptodicon?
What is Cryptonomicon?
No.
Answer.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead and choose the next.
Crypto culture 400.
Cryptoculture for 400.
These points, right?
Created by cryptographer David Chong in 1983, this early electronic cash is. Team third.
What is eCash?
What is eCash?
Yeah.
Yes. Team three. Team three has 200 points. Oh no,
400.
400. I'm sorry.
They must have read these.
Next, team three. Team three. Team three. The singularity for 400. This term describes the hypothetical moment when AI begins rapidly. Team three. What is singularity? When the person spelled improvement.
That was the first thing.
Sorry. Team three. Go ahead and choose the next one.
I was saying, is that
How about each end of Providence? Oh, no.
Yes. Each of drawing for
like
400.
singularity is a black hole?
This North Korean state-sponsored happy group.
Lazarus group.
What is the Lazarus group?
I looked at it. We did.
One's fine, it's fine. As long as it's in question form.
Why?
Your team number is team number 4. Team number 4. Remember that. Mabel, go ahead and add the points.
You're still winning.
Take the next question. Go ahead.
Let's go. Crypto culture for 5.
Crypto culture for,
5.
yes, 500. Created by cryptographer Stuart Haber and W. Scott Stornetta in 1991, this was the first cryptographically secured chain of blocks, predating Bitcoin by nearly 2 decades. No one. Wow, the first number. You guys are pretty good. I mean, pretty smart. No? No guesses? Give me some guesses. Let's have fun. Just like shoot them out. No? You shoot them out? No. All right. I'm going to count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and reveal the answer. What is Myrtle Tree Base?
Are you kidding? I literally know about this, but I didn't know. I thought it was like, I was thinking of like, I thought it would be like a
No excuses, Al.
name, like I thought it would be like a name or something marketable.
Yeah.
Later.
Wait, someone did this in 1991?
That's when Merkel, that's how
Why
it
do we keep
started.
reinventing this technology?
Well, I was born in 91 and I keep reinventing myself.
Let's have the team that hasn't answered yet go ahead and choose one. How about you guys? Why don't you choose something off the board?
91.
Chicago for 300.
It all stems from Chicago for 300.
What's this?
In the 1980s, this neighborhood became a major hub for the early tech boom, earning the nickname Silicon Prairie.
What is the West Loop?
What is the West Loop? What is Hamilton Market District?
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're learning something, you guys. That's always good. Okay, go ahead and choose the next one.
Chicago for 200.
It all stems from Chicago for 200. The Chicago-based Innovation Hub, 1971, was named after.
What is the Chicago 5?
That is correct. That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
Chicago 5.
Fine.
Oh.
Okay, teams. Okay, you're really busting it. Okay, go ahead. You want to answer? Go for it.
Great rebuilding.
What? Oh my gosh, you guys did it. Good job. What is the Great Rebuilding? 1871 is about hope, not about being burned to the ground.
I mean, I just
Oh, can you give them their points?
Oh, sorry, what did fish be?
Team number 3,
500.
500.
It's
It's too. Oh, yeah. Should we remove some points because it didn't tell us the accurate number of points?
Oh, neck and neck.
Okay, what did you choose for the next one?
I can't even more 5.
I can't even with centralized storage at 500. In addition to storing data, FilePoint enables decentralized retrieval markets powered by these participants who fetch data and deliver it to users. Okay, see one?
No, it's.
Oh, no.
Question. Question.
Oh, sorry. Next team.
Yeah, what are nodes?
What are nodes? What are retrieval miners? I'm sorry. What is the other name? It's okay. Go ahead and choose the next one.
Who's choosing you? We'll choose, stems for 400.
It all stems from Chicago for 400.
Let's go Chicago.
The world's first nuclear reactor buried in a forest reserve just southwest of Chicago was part of this top secret. You want to go first? Team three, Alex?
I believe so.
Team three.
Sound travels at different intervals.
Team three.
What is argon?
What is argon? So,
Your teammate does not have confidence in your question. He's cracking up right now.
what is that? What is argon?
No.
No, not that.
What is
What is the what? What is San Gas project?
Yeah.
Yes.
Three people are focusing on
That's team three. Team three. Go ahead and choose the next one.
How about stems for 500?
Wait, which?
Stems.
Well, it all stems from Chicago for 500. In 1978, the Chicago Tech Company made history by creating the first personal computer with an Intel 8080 processor, signaling the beginning of the personal computing revolution.
Okay.
Team one, you said what is idea? You said it, but you're shaking your head. What is idea? Graphics Inc. What is Vector Graphics Inc? I'm glad we're learning more about Chicago and its history in the STEM field. Go ahead and choose the next.
It all stems from Chicago 100.
It all stems from Chicago 100. Chicago was birthplace of this in 1893.
That's fair. What is the one?
First.
What is
It was first. Go ahead.
What is the World's Fair?
What is the World's Fair?
It was a.
What's it fair?
Yeah.
With no.
It did invite the world. It did invite my heart. Timmy, say yes. Timmy, is it okay?
Let's get 100 points. It's an exposition.
It's different event.
An exposition and a fair.
Colombia is for Colombian people. There's more. Yeah, World's Fair. Yeah.
World's Fair, okay? Or no?
It's a different. There's two fairs. Yeah.
That's the Chicago fire wasn't right.
Yeah. Same year.
I mean,
different name.
so it's technically the World Colombian Exposition, but it's colloquial referred to as World Fair, is that right?
No, it's like. It was in 1930.
Red Devil in the.
I mean, they're completely different,
Okay, sorry.
and Google can prove that they're different, then I would say.
Yes.
I put on Google, but ChatGPT probably. All right, you guys go for another one.
Dude, DJ drama for 200.
T10 drama for 200. This hilariously low quality character from the Pixelmon NFT reveal went so viral for its awkward 3D art that it became the iconic Web3 mascot with memes. Team three. What is board 8? Somebody else? Okay. Wait, I heard you was, what is what? Mikey? What is Mikey? It's a monkey? No, okay, I guess we're going back to this one.
We didn't register yet, all right?
What is CryptoPunk?
What is CryptoPunks? Anybody else want to guess?
What's 4 days?
So that was already guessed by.
What's Pepe?
Name like Kevin or something?
Did you say, what was the answer?
Who is Kevin? Or
Who is Kevin? Who is Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry, did you say?
I have no idea. Team 37.
Team two, you're gonna be team two.
Alrighty.
Okay. Right, nobody else is team two.
Okay,
What's next?
singularity for 100.
The Singularity for 100. In this 1999 book, The Age of Spiritual Machines, Kurzweil predicted this technology would be widely available by the 2020s, allowing computers to understand human speech. Understand human speech. Team three? Was that team three?
What is AI?
What is AI? See? Whoa. Who's next?
What is voice recognition?
What is voice recognition? Team one. What is voice recognition? That's close enough. That's close enough. I mean, Timmy, what is it? Is voice recognition okay for speech recognition? Yes.
Voice.
Oh, sure. Okay.
What?
Ray.
Alex.
What are you talking about? It's great, Curtis. Okay. Go ahead and choose. Go ahead and choose the next one.
Singularity for 200.
The singularity 200. This philosophical concept central to singularity theory proposes that technology.
What is Moore's law?
What is Moore's law?
Oh,
Is that the law of accelerating returns?
No, it's not.
Oh, that's something I had.
No. And instead of just like plateau.
Go ahead and choose the next one.
What are we gonna do next?
Singularity 500.
Singularity is considered. This philosophical concept, important in singularity discussions, refers to the emergence of novel properties when simple systems combine into more complex ones. You want
I
to
know this. I know this.
I see it.
Oh, team three?
No. What is
It's neural network.
What is neural networks? What is neural networks? What is emergence?
It's literally in the question. That's all there is.
Yeah, the word is in the question. It's a yes.
That's
Okay, go ahead and choose the next. Go ahead and choose the next one.
I love how it was like.
Hey,
What's the moment to be?
Sorry. You did not get the points. I'm so sorry.
I can't even.
I can't even with centralized search for hungry. This type of address used by.
Again,
What?
what it,
Who's the first one, Alex? Right there. Yeah, one.
yeah, this concept address,
What's what?
Content address.
content address, what is?
What is content address?
CID.
CID. What is content? Very good. Very good.
Team one.
Team one.
Nice.
All right. Do the next one.
T-Gen 300.
Yeah.
Yes, DJ.
Drama for 300. This crypto influencer known for shilling questionable coins, feuding with other creators, and even claiming he was kidnapped over there. Oh, team three.
What is NTK?
No.
Right there. Next. Go ahead.
Who is Bitboy?
No.
Who is Bitcoin?
Yep.
That's nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your team number?
We don't have it.
You don't have the numbers. You're team five now.
They're team one.
All right. Remember, you're team five. Remember that now. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and pick it. Go ahead and pick it.
DJ drama 100.
100. Digital drama for 100. This cryptocurrency exchange crashed due to mismanagement of funds. Who was it? I don't know there.
FX.
Who was the one, Alex?
Questions.
Right. Go ahead.
That's a question.
FX.
No, that's a question.
What is FX?
He said, yes. Who is that? What is LTX? Right there. Okay. He said, what is LTX?
I don't think you said
What is? I don't think you said. I'm serious. Right there. What's your team?
I don't know, maybe you cannot sign for this.
Team six.
You can't say.
Or you need to team seven. Team six. Your team six?
Yes.
Okay. I guess we're giving it to team six. Six. 500. Team six. 500. 500. So, make it good. Make it good. DJ Brown,
Come on, come on.
Is Diva Thunder known as Zero X Foods?
We know that.
I first, this was before I think they were crying.
So the answer?
Now get it right.
Everyone, something like that.
Question.
I know the, I see.
Who is Sao Tong?
What?
Sao Tong? Who is Sao Tong?
Anyone else?
Oh, Michael Paper.
Who is Michael? Michael Patron. Michael Patron.
No, it's right there.
Oh, wait, maybe
No,
I'm the patron.
no, no. It has to be another name.
Yeah, it's the other, one.
It's the junior. Wait.
Alex, did you let people on TV lessons?
How do you even answer?
Wait. That's their third try. Hey, did you say something? Okay, so next. Okay.
Who is Chef Who is Chef Tommy?
That's right there.
Said chef, no, me.
Noman. What's that Noman?
Same thing, yeah.
Everybody is waiting. I got
I'll leave it a second.
300 guys.
Who gets the
Yes.
Like,
Team one is
I know.
100.
I know.
Team two, 200. Team three, 1,000. Team four, 400. Team five, 300. And team six, 100. So team three,
That's us.
you get first place prize.
These days you got.
You will split it amongst your team.
Okay.
And then team one, you get second place prize from Tiffy, and we'll split it amongst your team.
Second place.
There's only a first and second place. For the rest of you, there's swag. Thank you, everyone. Hope you had a great time. Thank you again to 1871, our partners and sponsors. Thank you, Mabel, for being our band of light today. Thank you, Victoria Enterprises, Final Point, Orbit, Keith Chicago.
It's Karen's the next.
Spots.
And treats my story.
Right.
Bye
Bye, guys. Bye, guys, in the live stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna fly me free, and go to go save the world.
Yeah.
Give me my buzzers back.